There is much about cloning that we still do not know, but this much we do know. Any discovery that touches upon human creation is not simply a matter of scientific inquiry. It is a matter of morality and spirituality as well. I believe we must respect this profound gift and resist the temptation to replicate ourselves.
Shortly after Dolly's birth was announced, President Clinton took steps towards banning human cloning experiments in the United States. The Bioethics Commission he established called upon Rabbi Dorff, along with several other members of the religious and scientific community, to address the ethics of human cloning.
The commission recommended that cloning be banned, at least temporarily, while further study is done as to exactly what it would involve and what the risks are.
Other world leaders took similar action.
The reaction against the prospect of cloning humans has been worldwide. In his Sunday address, the Pope implied such experiments were dangerous. Today, Italy banned cloning experiments. So did Argentina. And the German government said there should be a worldwide ban on cloning.
I don't think government bans will indeed stop it. First of all, because you'd have to have an international ban on cloning in order to do that. And even if you had an international ban, there's no guarantee whatsoever that it won't happen in some lab somewhere.
Technology, once it's developed, does not go away. It may go underground if sufficiently persecuted.
The technology Dr. Wilmot and his team used to produce Dolly seems simple enough, and the temptation could prove great enough that someone, somewhere, will clone humans despite government bans. Dolly's creator acknowledges that his discovery could lead to that possibility.
I think it's probable that this technique could be developed so that it would work in humans.
One analysis estimates that a cloning lab could be equipped for as little as $140,000. Throw in someone with a knowledge of molecular biology, and human cloning may become as simple as it is in the television series South Park.
You morons give up on your stupid science fair project yet? No, we're already halfway done. Halfway? Then all you've got is a stupid pig. It's more than you've got. Wrong. We've already got our human clone well underway. Oh my God, they cloned a foot. By Friday, we're gonna clone a whole human being. Good luck with your stupid little pig. 2, 3...
For now, the possibility of human cloning becoming child's play or being realized by a mad scientist in an underground lab is still remote. It's unknown if the method that produced Dolly will ultimately work with humans. The way sheep cells divide makes them easier to clone than human cells. And it took years of research and many failed attempts before Dolly herself was born.
Remember that only one of 277 embryos became a lamb. And it's possible that that the true efficiency of that is actually 1 in 10,000, say, and we were very, very lucky.
Apply these figures to human cloning, and it means a large number of human embryos could be sacrificed along the way.
We have yet to be able to clone a human being, and there will inevitably be mistakes along the way. What are you going to do with the mistakes? Are you going to kill the mistakes? That, I think, is immoral. That's killing a human being with some kind of disability, and we don't do that normally.
Everybody heard about it? Heard about it? Do you know what it means? I mean, really. When you hear the idea of cloning, what do you think? When you first heard about it...
Dr. Cynthia Fitch is an assistant professor of biology at Seattle Pacific University. She hears similar concerns from the undergraduate biology class she teaches.
I think the more you start cloning and the more you start messing with organs and putting them in different people, the more you lose your individuality and the cheaper you make life. And my individuality is really important to me. I don't even know if I'd want a twin. The idea of someone else running around looking remotely like me is just bizarre.
Robin.
Also, who decides what the ideal of a society is, of who gets cloned? You're getting back to the issues, back to what Hitler was doing in Germany in the 30s and 40s, of the idea of, okay, we're going to set up this standard, this ideal, and if you don't fit it, too bad.
Scientists have always had the obligation to ask not whether we should do something, but why we are doing this. What is the purpose? What's the objective? And I'm not sure that the scientific community, in fact, I'm positive that the scientific community hasn't come up with any sort of good answer as to why we should clone human beings. Therefore, I don't believe that we should proceed.
Dr. Wilmot has his own reservations about cloning humans.
I don't have a particular religious view. It doesn't come from any philosophical point of view like that. But just simply the point that if you make a copy of an existing person, then you impose on that child particular expectations. Let's say, hypothetically, that you make a copy of an Einstein, say, and the child, like every other child, makes a mistake with his math homework. He's going to be subject to all sorts of sort of extra ridicule and difficulties and so on. Now, that's a trivial example of the kind of thing which would happen all through the life of that child. And so I think those sorts of pressures would be